Welcome to the Talk the Talk Club podcast where I talk about anything and everything. This morning I was reading an article called "This Should Not Be Normalized: Why Musicians Are Canceling Tours to Protect Their Mental Health." I'm not going to lie, I read the article and I got absolutely nothing from it. The title should have been called "Why You Shouldn't Read This Article." And I'm a little bit upset because I'll never get those 5 minutes back that I wasted reading this article. So instead of sending them a not so nice letter, I decided to make a more informative version of that title about musicians canceling tours to protect their mental health. Whether it should be normalized or not is a ridiculous question in itself. It will be the equivalent of me asking you, should people be allowed to breathe? It's going to happen whether you like it or not. And I'm proud that artists are taking a more healthier approach to their career and their mental health as a whole. Because back then, artists going through any mental breakdown, they would just give them crack, push them on stage and say, "Dance, monkey, dance." We forget that these artists are human beings, and sometimes they forget too. You can only drink, snort, smoke, and shoot your problems away till you realize it isn't working. If you ever watched the Ozzy Osbourne reality show, you would think he was a low-functioning autistic kid. He did so many drugs as a rock star, it literally destroyed his brain. He should have been evaluated when he was biting the heads off of bats. Like, does that seem like something a sane human being would do? Like, really? Even if it was for shock value, there's not enough drugs in the world that would make me bite the head off of any animal. And we can't forget Amy Winehouse. She went from a beautiful, healthy looking lady to looking like a Ethiopian kid. And I'm not going to lie, before Amy Winehouse, I've never seen another human being look that skinny. She was on stage looking like a strung out toothpick. And I couldn't understand why they would let her go on stage looking like they pulled her out of a crack house. But when it comes to the music industry, the show must go on. Whether you're coherent or not, as long as you can stand, that's all labels care about. I remember seeing a clip of Lil Peep on stage looking like a zombie, drooling out of his mouth, rocking back and forth, and me thinking to myself, is he gonna bite somebody? Not always, but half the time these artists take drugs to escape what's going on with them mentally. People don't wake up saying, today's a good day. I think I want to do a little meth. There is usually a core issue behind why they're doing these drugs. It could be pressure, anxiety, depression, even paranoia. That's why I'm glad to see these artists take their mental health into their own hands instead of leaving it up to labels, managers, fans, and whoever thinks they know what's best for them. Because the saddest thing about being an artist is the ability to help everyone through your music except for you. And if you're looking to fans for sympathy, they don't have any. If you get on stage and pass out, fans are going to be sad. Sad that you didn't get up and continue performing. They idolize you and dehumanize you at the same time. I'll give you an example. Recently, The Weeknd's voice gave out on stage and he couldn't perform, and he gave everybody a refund. And you would think the fans would be happy, but of course they weren't. And I understand a lot of these people travel from different countries just to see The Weeknd, but that's your fault because his last album was trash anyway, so you really only have yourself to blame for that one. But the point is, whether you care or not, these artists are human beings just like us. They get sick, they get hurt, they have mental health issues like everyone else. We've lost enough artists to suicide and drug abuse. You can't forget that these musicians have friends and family members who care about them dearly, just like we do. So let's give them the same respect and dignity that we all deserve. And if artists are willing to cancel their tour and lose out on millions just to protect their mental health, we have no excuse for why we can't do the same thing for ourselves. And if you found this information helpful, share it with someone in hopes it will help them too. Once again, it's the Talk the Talk Club podcast. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time.